cloud storage, and they are using Oracle or other databases that are also mostly available only because of the these companies like Microsoft and Amazon, etc. So as a result of this, there is a chance, and this has happened several times, that very important organizations have been compromised because of the attacks on the supply chain. So what we have seen in 2020, there was an attack on a software patch of a product called SolarWind, and this patch was actually applied to not only to companies like Google and Microsoft, but also to various government departments in the government of the US. And that led to a compromise, backdoor being opened to the Russian actors. And since then we have seen multiple such attacks where supply chain has been compromised. Further, today if you look at the discussions around AI and large language models, all these models are dependent on NVIDIA's hardware. And NVIDIA has made this GPUs extremely expensive. Right? It is so expensive that it is difficult to actually afford by institutions which are not very deep pocket. Further, the US government recently has put an embargo on the export of the NVIDIA processors, GPUs, which has made things even worse. Quantum computing is another area where we are actually undertaking the quantum mission by the government, but we are very far from Google, for example, or IBM, and we are certainly possibly very far from many countries, including China. So therefore, we have a supply chain problem, not only in the semiconductor, in the hardware, but also in the software, and also in the infrastructure that is required to actually enable today's technology space. AI, large language models, these are the things that are very much an integral part of technology that is required for advanced technology of tomorrow, even today. So if you consider that, and if you consider that we are so dependent on NVIDIA or other companies, including hardware, software, operating system, etc., we should be nervous. And because we should be nervous, not only from the perspective of cyber security compromise through this compromised supply chain, but also denial from the source when it comes to the important aspects of using this technology, like NVIDIA chips, for example, right now. So therefore, I think that it is time that our academia and researchers, get their acts together, and then they develop their own operating system capabilities. First of all, capabilities as well as products and services that are fully indigenous. Now, in the 1990s, we saw that there was a move towards globalization. Everybody thought that the world is a single big village. So wherever the cost of production is the least, we will be producing there, and wherever the manpower is there, wherever the knowledge is there, services will be developed and delivered from there with the help of the internet. And we also at that time thought that everything, nobody is going to harm national interests, given that capitalism wants us to actually become fully globalized economy where everything is global. Now, 30 years down the line, we are seeing that this has not worked very well for us. This has created not only problem in terms of supply chain, it also has created problems in terms of national security and also in terms of ability to actually develop the economy of various countries, and this needs to actually reverse course, and many countries including the United States is actually right now trying to reverse course. They are talking about tariffs, they are talking about embargoes of export embargoes and so on and so forth. So this globalization of making products anywhere where it is the cheapest, and then having access to those products, and yielding to the idea of the globalization, unbridled, uncensored, without doing any kind of regulatory oversight. Capitalism, that time is over, and we need to think different. And this startup ecosystem that we are seeing in the last 5-10 years in India is actually, is a good sign towards having our own indigenous products and indigenous developments. But in fundamental technologies such as operating systems, such as semiconductor, such as processors, GPUs, mobile phones, special processors, we are still far behind, and this is where the academia and researchers need to actually wake up and start doing work. Now, some of this work might not lead to the kind of research papers at conferences and so on, because this will be considered something that we are doing again on based on what was done before. But that is should not be the concern. The concern should be to actually develop these things such that we can have our own search engine, we can have our own social media, we can have our own operating systems and so on. And in fact, that is what is happening. For example, in China has its own operating system, own social media, own search engine, own processors, etc. So we have to also do the same. So with that, I will stop here, and I will, if there is any questions or something, I can take, or otherwise, with this, thoughts, I will leave the thoughts with you, and we think about this issue of supply chain security. Thank you.
Do we have any questions from the audience? Great. Thank you so much for such an effective leadership talk. We have with us Professor Vinay Pathak, the Vice Chancellor of Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj University, for the leadership talk. And I firstly would request Professor Vinay Pathak to please felicitate Professor Sandeep Shukla.
सर तो थोड़ा सा और रोटेट हो जाइए, इस तरफ घूम जाइए, जस्ट सामने की होल्ड करेंगे, वेट करेंगे ऐसे, प्लीज एक सेकेंड, जस्ट रुकिएगा, हो गया, डन। हाँ, कृष्णा की मेहंदी जस्ट सामने रुकेंगे ऐसे, किनारे पर सर सामने, Thank you.
Maybe have a quick photograph of all three of you on the stage.
अमन से क्रेडिट का मैसेज दिखा तब क्रेडिट का मैसेज दिखा तब प्रूफ हो क्या होगा ठीक जाओ हाँ ठीक है बताओ 5 मिनट में फोन सर आप लोग प्लीज़ एक ग्रुप फोटो करा लीजिए अपनी मेरे थोड़ा सा मिलना चाहिए प्लीज़ बीच में यस सर थोड़ा सा प्लीज़ सर प्लीज़ थोड़ा सा सामने की आप एक स्टेप आगे आएंगे इट्स माई वेट सर इस तरफ देखिएगा ऐसे थैंक यू
So, as I mentioned right now, we have Professor Vinay Pathak, the Vice Chancellor of Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj University, Kanpur, a prestigious institution in Uttar Pradesh, India. He is a distinguished academic leader with extensive experience in higher education and research. Professor Pathak has made significant contributions to the development of university, particularly in enhancing academic programs, research initiatives and fostering industry collaborations. He is our next leadership talk speaker. His leadership focuses on promoting innovation, modernizing the curriculum and ensuring that students are equipped to meet the challenges of the modern world. Professor Pathak has also been instrumental in driving initiatives that bridge the gap between academia and industry, fostering a culture of entrepreneurship and promoting interdisciplinary research. In this session, Professor Pathak will deliver a leadership talk on innovation, sharing insights on the importance of fostering innovation in education, research and beyond. We look forward to his valuable perspectives on how innovation drives growth and transformation. Over to you, sir. Welcome.
क्लियर आ रहा है
Thank you very much for inviting me and thanks for the host. I think this is a great show and great program. When we see people doing the work and creating things, I think no leadership talks are required. Because leadership talks are only required when you need motivations. And when you are already motivated and you are producing some kind of thing, I think no leadership talks are required. Anyway, so if you look to this kind of event which Deepu has organized and his team has organized, I think the job of leaders, actually in our country, we don't promote leaderships. We says that our country promotes laddership. Laddership means we help each other and try to do and make ladders for others. In the kind of leadership happens, then the leadership means you make everybody else and come out from them at number one. So Indian ethos doesn't believe in more of leadership. So first fundamental thing which in our country we have thought, and I think correctly our father of nation has also thought, and he has given in new talim that whether India needs mass production or India needs production by masses. This is first fundamental thing which people thought and deliberated, and then we thought that no, we don't like and we don't want to have mass productions, but we want to have production by masses. And once you look to production of masses, the innovations or the startup or anything, it comes in the DNA of production of masses, production by masses. Because if the production has to be done by masses, then every person has to think differently and cannot relate or cannot believe on the vanilla kind of productions. That like an industrial production where you have got one kind of a thing and then you replicate things. So to me, the first important thing if we want to go with innovations and entrepreneurship in the future of the country, the first important thing which I always feel is that we have to relook our educational system. If in our educational system we are producing degrees, certificate, same course, same thoughts, same kind of teaching pedagogy, same kind of classes happening in class, same kind of examinations, I think we cannot do justice to the innovations and the entrepreneurship. Because innovation and entrepreneurship by a thought is one thing which just emulate that everybody of us should think differently. And God has made us a signature. So God is the best, God is the only creator in the nature who has already don't have anybody like anybody. So He has made a distinctive signature for everybody. So we are 100 people, we are different. So our signature by God is different. But in the world we try to make everybody similar. Like in dresses we want to wear same coat, same tie, same kind of dresses. So these kind of things we are produced. So I think from the school times, and if you look to the Indian ethos and Indian education system and Indian thing, and if you look to those presidency material which has been published by Britishers, actually it was done very scientifically, then you must have seen that every village has got 100 of crafts. Every village was able to produce iron. Everybody was producing some medical kind of a thing. And every village of the country was having a lot of startups and innovations. This means that the startup innovations is not only the material for the higher end institutions. Higher end institution must be having a lot of resources, maybe ecosystem, but not the ideas. Idea can come to everybody and it do come to everybody. The only important thing is that how to translate idea into a product, which unfortunately we have not been taught and we are not being trained in that kind of a thing. So that responsibility lies on people like me, who is the Vice Chancellor of the University for a long time, or who is a professor, or who is a director, that we have not taught our students how to, what they have thought, how to translate them into an idea, into a product, into a venture. And I think today, the development of technology, especially the internet technology, and the new products of AI has told all our youth that if you have got an idea, at least you can explore what others are doing on that idea. Or if you have an idea, then it may not be possible for your teacher, for your peer, but you can globally connect with global people and can take forth your idea. People have started with innovations, founder here, co-founder in world's different place. Ideas are coming from different countries. People are trying to experiment in different cities. So this is the beauty of this technology, which has really put us for the socialization. So we have become more kind of socialism is there where we can do a lot of kind of things. One important thing which has happened, because now we have interpreters, we have language translators. So language is not a bar. And I can easily connect to the people of villages, to the people in the remote cities to take up their idea. So the startup, patents, ideas, translations are basically now coming from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, which is a very good sign for the country economy. And it is coming beyond the languages. First of all, we were thinking that the only innovation in startup can be done at a bigger institute. It can be done by a bigger people. It can be only done by persons who are affluent in speaking English. It can be only done by tech people like us who has done engineering course and here and there. But I think, and what is our experience at CSJMU, Dr. Shilpa is also there are a lot of startups where people are coming from fine arts, physical education, sociology, and people are doing things in technology. They are doing in AI. They are trying to integrate with other kind of fields. And this is a good sign that we are coming and we are doing beyond the boundaries of the things. And that is making a good sense for all of us. I think that's a good signature. But to me, if we really want to do this innovation and entrepreneurship, I think the first fundamental change which we should do in the schools. Our schools have become so monotonous, especially colleges also, degree colleges also, universities also, that really I feel sometimes that it is a factory of killing ideas. It kills your ideas, it kills your creativity, rather than to felicitate for your creativity. I think that should come with us. All of us are, some of us are parents, some of us are students, but all of us feel similar things, that school, university, college is not giving what I was wanting. It is not able to tell, and it is not able to support us that the kind of learning, the kind of ideation what I want is not given by the ecosystem. I think it's the time for all of us, when we are talking, when we are seeing so many startups coming from a humble family, coming from a people who don't know fluent English, coming from people not but very high kind of a thing who has qualified with JEE Advanced and all other kind of things. But still they have got brain. And that is the beauty of the nature, that nature has given the ability to create each and every human being in a different and distinctive signature, which our institutions can recognize, they may not recognize. But the need of the hour is that we should recognize each and every person, and the society should give us the facility to ideate their kind of things. I think this is also a time when a lot of students from Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, Tier 2, Tier 3 colleges are filing patents, are giving us a lot of startups. Startups may fail or may succeed, but if it succeeds, you can be great, you can have wealth, you can have everything. But if you fail also, you can have much better things. You may not have wealth at that time, but then you have wisdom. So startups, creating startups either gives you a wealth or give you a wisdom. So it gives you both the things, whether you fail or you succeed. That is what I feel and what I experimented. But I will request all the faculty members, all the people who are trying to do with us, that please respect the idea of each and every person. His idea may click at certain points which we never know. That idea may look at this juncture a vague idea, but then it can be an idea of Elon Musk, or it can be an idea of Steve Jobs, or it can be an idea of Swiggy, or it can be anything. But I still feel that we have to look more of an unstructured thinking. If we want to do all these things, it cannot be done by a very structured methodology. All those structures are needed. But it needs a lot of deliberation beyond institutions, beyond degrees, beyond demographies of divides. I think the country is moving into a right direction, but still we are very far apart from countries like China, where people are producing 30%, we are only at 2%. Still we as a person, whatever degrees we are getting, we are shy away from doing work from our own hand. I think that mentality we have to change. If we change those mentality, and also the mentality that every startup will be only in the technology, that's wrong. It can be social, it can be painting, it can be for the society in a different way, maybe agriculture, maybe other kind of a thing. I think this country has got a big preposition to go away. Programs like this, we are ready to host. Here, CSJMU has also partnered with them. We have done grassroots innovations. We are also trying from crafts kind of a thing. I think it's a big way to go. And I congratulate Deepu and his team for such a wonderful kind of a thing. And also thanks our team of CSJMU to have this kind of good program. And thanks for talking to me and giving me the opportunity to talk in this leadership program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your knowledge sharing and encouraging us to think differently, embrace the change and lead with purpose. I request CEO of SIIC IIT Kanpur, Mr. Anurag Singh, to please come and felicitate sir.
Is the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much to both of you. I request Anurag sir to please stay back.